everyone, and welcome back to the park. Today we have the second part of a two-part bit in this series, and I'm going to be talking a little bit more about the actual character and design choices for Carmine Ward, the leader of this group of magical girls. The first one that I'm going to actually do the sketching for is her main attack. Again, wanted to use the hammer but also kind of wanted to show power. I had a bit of trouble with the pose on this one specifically because I wanted to show that she was, putting a lot of weight into it. So initially I was trying to get something to work that was similar to, like in the Mario games, like the ground pound where you can get up and you do like a giant butt bounce sort of thing. I ended up going with more of a smash, just like a proper smash, but added some glow because, that's fun. And like a giant bow. So basically, while doing the attack, she's gonna have some fun, dumb pun to go with it, and do leave like a giant bow impression behind, because I just thought that would be fun. So yeah, going into the character again, as I said last week, she's kind of she's fairly tomboyish, and has a rather abrasive personality. And she butts heads a lot with the mentor about some battle strategy and that sort of thing, just because she has a completely different perspective on it than they do. They're coming completely from a black and white hero perspective, while she has a little bit more nuance, being, for the most part, actually raised by the secondary antagonist, nemesis of their mentor, which means that she has a few preconditioned ideas about their mentor that may not be entirely true, and they're going to have to work that out later. Again, if this were a series that was ongoing, it was actually a thing that was happening. So along with just a little tiny bit of blue and orange mentality, because she's not entirely human, but she's fairly good at pretending to be so. The thought behind the initial outfit as opposed to the other ones is it's kind of it's almost like a villain outfit. Because obviously whenever someone's evil or evil adjacent, they get cooler clothes, because that's just how this works. So pulling from honestly more of the Power Rangers influence again, just because I can't think of any specific instances for that happened in any Magical Girl series, but I can think of several that happened in Power Rangers. Actually, a fairly consistent thing that happens is one or more team members either loses their powers, or they end up in a state where they have to go confront parts of their past, but it's implied that if they go into the valley and fight a mirror version of themselves or something, get their powers back, that sort of thing. And it's very heavily implied, but not outright stated, because this is an American kids show, so death doesn't exist. That if they fail, they will be dead or destroyed or something similar to that. And when we come to that point in time for probably just one of the team members, where they're going to be sent on a spirit quest, and there's 50-50 chance that they're going to die because they would need a specific item that only the villain can find or something like that. And that's going to be the main turning point for the relationship between her and her mentor. Again, hypothetically, if this were a thing that would happen, but we have to design the characters as if it would. But it's very much in a put on this completely different outfit than what she normally wears. So again, up until that point, her hair is going to be down completely, and she's going to be wearing, for the most part, very, tomboyish clothes, comfortable, sporty, easy to move around in, as opposed to anything maybe chosen for style. And then she goes through and she has different contexts, and she has different different knowledge base to work off of on this specific thing because of the villain connection. which is, a whole turning point. She's not evil, but she's not afraid to use strategies that maybe the mentor would never think of or wouldn't approve of, because in the end, the team is more important than any secrets or any things like that. But yeah, I also wanted to kind of bring that a little bit more into the attack as well, because I wanted it to be, fairly vicious. You can kind of tell from like the first picture, she's got a giant hammer, but she's so happy and so cute. But then the actual attack, it's more just pure fury and eyes just completely glowing red, along with just the attack of red. Because again, I just went ham with the glow dodge. I'm gonna be honest, I just kind of put glow wherever. But moving on from there, going to be a little bit, here's me adjusting a few bits just so that there's some more differentiation between there, have a little bit more space just to get one more in, because we have a little bit of civilian form, we have magical girl, like transformed state, we have attack, so now we need like a proper civilian outfit kind of to set the tone. And this was actually had a few choices to make here, because in Power Rangers they tend to be either like high schoolers, or in some of the series they're adults. Specifically come to mind Time Force, Lightspeed Rescue, SPD, RPM. They're all like full-on adults before they go in those series. So they tend to be a little bit older, and magical girls tend to be well children. For the most part, middle schoolers. I've also seen some with elementary school, and a few that are like high school. But for the most part, they're all middle school. So trying to figure out age-wise what to do was a little bit odd. So trying to figure out exactly what was going on outfit-wise had some choices to make. In the end, I gave her a backpack, though I still haven't decided if she's actually going to be like a high school student, because I do know I wanted the characters themselves to be on the older end of the spectrum, just to go with a few story beat choices. But again, I haven't quite decided if they're going to be like young adults, so like 17 to like 23 kind of age-wise, or if they're going to be like high schoolers, probably like juniors or seniors. But either way, character-wise, Carmine is 3000% like that person who's just gonna like wander around with a backpack no matter what's going on, just so she can have, all the stuff that she'd like to have around with her. And I just kind of wanted to put her in like a comfortable outfit. So we have the like high-waisted jeans, we have a pair of definitely not Converse, and then we have like a raglan sweater, just because for some reason I decided that raglan sleeves were like her style choice. And I'm not entirely certain why. And she's just kind of leaning on a light post because she's a cool kid, and has a backward snapback just to pull in that kind of like jock vibe. And it's also kind of fun, and it's also kind of fun to do and just pull it in backwards so that her weird bangs can like stick up through the little adjuster slider in the back, and just kind of pull it through. And then I wanted to keep her colors consistent. So again, I don't remember it being quite as frequent in Magical Girl, but Power Rangers, they tend to be basically, they always wear their colors, so they're like super color coded. And I like pulling that through with and keeping it consistent, and also keeps it also keeps it really nice, and it just feels nice and looks nice going through that way. I also haven't talked about it, but both of these, in all the design process I've worked on so far, I have a little bit more for the next character. specifically working on the yellow, the base yellow character for the team. And next one, but these were all streamed on Twitch during the process. Most of them were either silence or music, though the recent ones I have been having the microphone on for it and have been talking about both design choices and hockey, basically. And yeah, so here are the pieces of Carmine. We have her civilian form, her transformed state, and her, yeah, no, we're doing this my way state. And yeah, thanks for watching. I hope everyone's staying safe. See y'all later.